Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And it is the time of month that colorists are all joining together and showing our finished pages. This is my favorite time for watching videos, and today I am going to show you my completed pictures. So let's get right to it. This is my Pinocchio poster. It's the poster that came from Fabiana Attanasios's The Adventures of Pinocchio. So we didn't see this. I didn't show this to you last month because I hadn't finished my assignment, we'll say, that I gave myself. So I did finish it this month, and what I had said I would do is color the cat. So I did, and I kind of colored him as like a cool daddy-o, like that. And then I gave myself the project of coloring in all the pavement. So the pavement goes on this side. Now this is a humongous poster, so I'm going to flip it over. It's folded in half right now. I fold it into fourths when I'm working on it. And here we can see the cat went over the fold a little bit. And then there's all this pavement that goes right down to the bottom. So once that's colored in, that makes a big portion of each section done, because if I fold this back up to the way that I work on it, this is where I started. So all I have left on this section is the fox, and we've got tiny beginnings of Pinocchio here. So I am not going to work on this next month. I'm going to concentrate on working on my paint by number, because I didn't work on it this month because I wanted to get, last month, because I wanted to get caught up with this first before I devoted time to that. So next month I'm going to devote my time to that, and I will, at the end of the month, I'll show my progress on my paint by number, and then we'll see what I'm going to do. See how far I get. So that's the update on that. So into the books. This was the month of love, and I did quite a few things that were Valentine's Day themed. And I had bought myself this book just the month before, and I did this page right here. And for this one I used, it looks like I used Bic markings. Yeah, oh sorry, Bic Intensity. So I did that one. I have to say that when I bought this, I was kind of disappointed that the majority of the book is picture mandalas. They're her old style, like the Christmas book, where it's a smaller picture and you've got a lot more mandala type thing. But yeah, there are some, but there's not a lot of like proper mandalas. I don't mind like the heart shape and that sort of thing, but you know, I was hoping there'd be more of the mandalas and the heart designs rather than the pictures. So yeah, I won't be working in this as often as I had thought. But there's plenty of pictures that can be worked in here in the spring rather than just, you know, Valentine's Day. So I'm going to keep this one out, and I'm going to do the ones that aren't necessarily so, you know, lovey-dovey. I worked in a lot of color by number like you usually do. So, oh, you know what? Let me tell you who this is by. This is 50 Romantic Mandalas and Heart Designs by Camelia Angelkova. This is Beautiful Cities and Landmarks, Mosaic World Geography, coloring book for adults by Color Questopia. And I did. Okay, did a couple in here. So we did this one. And I don't know what that is. I was thinking it was the Sydney Opera House, but I don't think so because that's surrounded by ocean. And then this is the Taj Mahal. This one, I've been trying out different things for doing the lines in between them here. This one I did silver. Now I like silver, but I have a really hard time doing it. I can't see what I've done because the silver is so close to the color of the paper. So this one I did pastel green, and I really liked this. It turned out nicely. So then for the Color Your Hoard, I did a picture out of the Jungle Book. And this was a buddy color with, oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. It's Zoe Smith. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry I'm getting your name wrong. But this is the one that we did. As far as I know, she's not finished hers yet. So this one, I used pencil. This is mineral spirits and probably a gelato. The skin was done by rubbing a marker on plastic and painting it on. And the rest of it was done in pencil, but I have no idea which. I can't tell by feeling. Probably my Black Widows. And there's a teeny bit of gold gel pen in there. So that's the only one I did out of there. So that's Color Your Hoard. And I continue on doing 2 pages a month out of this book. Both of these, neither of these came out how I wanted them to. I used the same color scheme because I really liked the color scheme, but I ended up falling asleep and making a great big mess of it there and somewhere down here, which I was able to cover up better, but I don't know. So I liked the color scheme so much, I thought I'd do it again on the next page. And this turned out much better, but I fell asleep again and messed up down here with some lines that kind of like roll in here too. So, but I really like the colors. I have to say that. So yeah, I am working on 2 pages a month out of this, and I mean that's my minimum. But I'm more than halfway through. I wish they were numbered so I knew how many I had to do. And then I'm not buying another issue of this magazine until I am done this one. And then I worked in Animals Color by Number by Color Questopia. And I think I did a couple in here. Yeah. So this one, I tried black fine liner and going between the lines, and I hated it. So yeah, this one was pretty nice until I put all that black in there. So I went back to using the pastel green, and this was probably the best one I've ever done. I really like using that pastel green, and I believe it's a metallic that I'm using, a metallic pastel green, and it's a Sarasa clip pen by Zebra, in case you're interested. And these are just done with Sharpies and Bic marking. big intensity. Oh my goodness. Then I did this as a buddy color. I have the PDF file of this. It's Magical Mandalas by Jade Summer. And this was a buddy color with a small group of ladies. So, I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not, but these are turtles that go around like that. And then I did a page in this one. Not working in this, oh, I did 2 pages, I guess. I'm not working in this one too fast because they haven't put out another one, and I enjoy working in it, so I'm just kind of slowly going through it. This is called, I'm forgetting to tell you the names of the books. This is called Sea Life, a Circulism art book, color by number by Eclipse Art. So I did that one. And I did that one. Yeah, they look much better on camera and from far away than they do looking at them directly on the page. So yeah, those are the 2 I did in there. I wish they would make another book like that. So we're still going on the color by numbers. Trust me, I did some other pictures too. So I think this is, let's color your horde. Yes. This was my first picture out of here, and I did this with color by horde. For color your horde. And this is Giraffe, easy large print mosaic color by number by Color Questopia. And these ones are, most of them are larger and more simple. There are some smaller, more detailed ones in here. So I used my pastel green for the lines again. And this one I thought I was picking up pastel blue, and the blue was a little bit darker than I had thought it was going to be. So not quite so happy with that. I would rather have done a pastel blue. But yeah, see, this one's a little bit more detailed than that one. And see, this one's quite detailed, while this one's quite easy. So I like giraffes, so don't mind a book full of giraffes. So yeah, these were done with watercolors, not watercolors, water-based markers. I'm using a lot of water-based markers for my color by number books now. She says, when I come to the one that I used alcohol markers for. Okay, so this is Love Treats, color by number by Sachin Sach Diva. And I got this as my Valentine's book, and I did half of the book. So colored the little cup there at the beginning. And this is a more junior book, but I had fun working in it. So I'll just quickly show you the pages that I did. They're all kind of like hearts and love and Valentine's themed. I did these all with my alcohol markers, my Touch News and Ohuhus. These are a lot of fun to do. Nice and simple. And this was done on February 13th, so, oh, okay, here's this one. Well, I got more, but I didn't stamp these. Oh dear. Okay, these 2 must have been done on the 14th, because the next is 15th. So I did this. So this would have been Valentine's Day that I actually did these 2. Then we go to the 15th. The 15th, I did those 2. My hair's in the book. And that's where I stopped. So I'm going to put the book away and finish the rest of it off next Valentine's Day. Okay, then I did a Color Your Hoard. A lot of my books are for qualify for Color Your Hoard because starting in January, well, actually starting, oh, wait. Oh yeah, I was part of it last year, but before I found out about it, I had decided that I was going to go through my books and color one page out of all of them. So I'm continuously working on that. So each month I have a lot of books that I've colored the first page in them. And this is one of them. Anime Girls, Volume 1 by April Amber. And I hope she comes out with a Volume 2, because I really enjoyed doing this. And this, I believe, was done with my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. Really enjoyed that one. I did this on Valentine's Day. Okay, then I worked in a Belba family book. And this is the one I left out of my, just a couple of videos ago, or one video ago. I showed you, I announced the Belba in March color along that I'm co-hosting this month. And I showed you all the books I had by them. I left this one out because I forgot it was in this pile. So this is Wowcats by Belba family, and I did, whoops, that's not the first one. Okay, so I did this one, and I went back, oh no, I've just taken a, oh no, I think they're just stuck together. So I went back and did the cross stitch method. It's called the X method, but I always call it the cross stitch method. And I used a thicker markers, and it came out bolder than using the fine liners, because I do not like the way that they look so faint when you use fine liners. So I'm gonna work a little bit and try and see if I can find the best markers that I have to make this method show up. I'm not like 100% into it, but I am going to do some here and there in that style. And I did this one too, but the thing I don't like about it is the background is black, so it makes the cat not show up so well. And finally, I did the last one, the regular coloring. And this one, I used crayons. I used my Crayola crayons on this. And I did a bit of blending with Mineral Spirits. Mineral Spirits don't blend very well on Amazon paper, so not something I usually do, but just give it a small once over to kind of, make it smooth so you don't feel the wax. So I thought that was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that, and this ended up being a good one to do in crayons, because you never know what they're going to turn out like when you start them. So I like this one. This one's fun. And I'm going to keep that out so I don't forget to put it with my Belba books this month. Okay, then I got this one. For Christmas. And this is my first page in here too, so this is Color Your Hoard again. And I did this peacock. Now, I don't know. You know what? Let me turn my light on. Oh, I've got two lights here. Let's turn this one off. Okay, so I put glitter over the whole thing. which you can see if I do that. So it is, what did I use? Stickles. Yes, yes, I put Stickles all over it. And I colored it with Jane Davenport Glitzy palette. I think so. Actually, I think it was the basics. Let's have a look. This is the basic one. Oh, it's called Bright. Yeah, that's what I used. The Brights. See, I really like how that turned out. Looks better in person because it's all glittery. Now, if you see any books that I'm doing here, if you want a flip through of them, then just let me know, and I'll either direct you to it because it's already on my channel, or I will do one for you if it hasn't been done. Also, if you want to see me use one of these books for color along, or you want to do a buddy color in one of the books, just let me know. So this is a winter book I kept meaning to color in, but I never did. So this is what I did here. And oh yeah, I did. I colored in it last month. So this is what I ended up doing. And this is, she's got gold glitter in her hair. So yeah, I used Marabu alcohol inks on her hair to do a little bit of grunge, and yeah, it didn't. That's enough said about that. Ah, dear. A beautiful ocean. This would have been my beginning one, and I think I only did the one in it. So this one is Beautiful Ocean Under the Sea, Easy Design, Color by Number by Color Questopia. And I did the sea turtles here. I used my pastel green again. So that's one of my favorites to use. I'm going to try using other pastel colors when I work in this again. So that would have been for Color Your Award. Now, this is kind of a long-term book for me because I am trying, I want to finish this book. So every month I try to make sure I do at least 2 out of here, and sometimes I've done more. Unfortunately, this month I didn't make my 2. I only did 1. However, last month I did 3, so it works out even. So this is the one I did this month. And this was for a challenge. We were given this color palette and we could only use those colors, but we could add a skin tone and a skin tone. Wait a minute. Looks like something has bled through on there. Oh no, I made a mistake. That's why that looks that color. Okay, so yeah, we had to use only these colors on any picture we wanted. And we could add flesh color and we could add black and white. So I added both black and white and obviously the flesh color. And I think this turned out really well because it would not have looked anything like this if I hadn't had that palette. So these are my colors, though. I love all of these colors. So yeah, I really like this one. I like being given a color palette to work on. And I've got another one in a group that I'm in, so I'll probably do a picture out of that book again. And then I decided it was time to get one of these out and start working in it. So the first, I did 2 in here, and the first one would have been for Color Your Hoard. So this is 100 Nouveau Coloriage Mystère, which translates to 100 new coloring mysteries. And these were already done. And these are the 2 that I did. So there's this girl right here. This was done in 100% Tombows. And so was this one. I really like this. I believe that's the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. And that. Did I miss? Oh, I missed a color in her eye. 0 was supposed to be some dark green, and then I missed. Oh. Next time I have this book out, I'll have to remember to put the color in the eye. Although you can't tell. It just looks like the whites of her eyes. Okay. So, if you want to pause and go get yourselves a drink or something to munch on, because we're about halfway through here. So, again, my first picture in this book. This is Chibi Girls Volume 2 by April Amber. And I did this one right here. I love this book. So for this, I just used, my alcohol markers. And for the bushes here, I used Posca. It was a tutorial that Color by Claire did on doing trees. I've been using it for various things here. And then I outlined it with oil pastel. I don't know, that's what I used to do when I was in mixed media. I used to outline everything in some kind of black. I like it. I think it looks good. So yeah, this is a nice book. Then, another winter book that I've been working in. So I did one picture this month, and I really like this one. This is Winter Woodland Wonderland by Deborah Muller. And I used lots of things on here. I used my alcohol markers. I probably used the Bic markings. I used some gold gel pen. Oh, couldn't get the word out there. I used, what did I use? Oh yeah, I used my Signo, for the Uni Signo, for covering up the black lines on the snowflakes and all the lines that were in the snow. And then I used white acrylic paint to do the fluffy things like the tails and the pom-poms, her cuffs. And yeah, I put black around the edge again. Is that charcoal? Yeah, you know what? I think that's charcoal. Okay, and then, oh dear, I lost my thing, but I think it was right at the beginning. Yeah. Okay, so this was for a love challenge where we had to color a page that said love. So I did this one right here. And this was done in, what was this done in? Oh, this was done in Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. And I used Posca for the snow, and I used red glitter pen for the heart, the big heart, and I used red fine liner for the little hearts. And this is from Boule and Neige, which is by Hachette, and it's part of the Le Carré d'Art Thérapie books. Alright, then I did some first pages for Color Your Hoard out of some of these I Love Coloring books. So I did I Love Cute Coloring. This was my favorite of the 3 books I worked in. I decided to do 2-page spread, even though it's not a spread, it's just 2 opposing pictures. These are my favorite. These were done 100% Tombows, and they worked really nicely in here. No bleed through. This is nice paper. It's not very thick, but it's nice. Really enjoyed doing those. They're just cute and fun. Okay, then the next 2 are single-sided books, which I used alcohol marker. Oh no, I think I used gel pens in this one. Yes, I did. So I like doing these little pattern pages like this. Now, if this was in a regular sized book, an 8.5 by 11, I'll put it a little closer for you to see. You can see all the glitter on it. So if this pattern had been on an 8.5 by 11, you know, in a normal coloring book, I probably would have done each pony's body a different color. But on a small size like this, it hardly takes any time to do it. It's not like a wallpaper page, it's just like a little pattern. So there's a lot of pictures like that in here. And then, for some reason, I Love Narwhals is humongous compared to the rest of the books that I have in this series. And I did this one. So the pictures seem more juvenile because they're simple, but they're bigger. You know, if that was tiny, if that was in this size of a book, it would have been a little bit more detailed to color. But this one I used my alcohol markers, and then for all the candies I used various ones of my metallic markers. I've been collecting different brands of them, and there must be at least 3. Each color is a different brand of metallic markers, so I could check them all out. Now, none of these actually sparkle, the metallic markers. They don't shine. They just look metallic, like they're the color of metallic, if that makes sense. Alright, so the next one is Whimsical Fantasy Cats by Jeff Haney, and I did this one right here, and this is probably one of my favorite pictures that I have ever done. Let's get the light to shine on it better. I wish that weren't a yellow light. I don't know, what do you think, with or without the yellow light? No, with. Okay, we'll keep it on. It's so dull and dreary outside. So, the cat was done in Prismacolors, the whole cat. And then the fish were done in Ohuhu markers. And then the blue is all a glitter gel pen, Ain Art, I believe, A-E-N. And then the neck, I used some silver metallic gel pen on that, as well as the glitter. So yeah, this, I mean, I'm not a pencil person, so I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Oh, the eyes were done with alcohol marker. I think we turn to the back. Oh, I did a base coat in something. Oh, in pastel. This was just after I got my my Jane Davenport pastels. So I tried them out on this by doing the cat's body with a base layer of pastel. And then you can see the parts there that I did in the alcohol marker. Only problem is, and I do this, I do it with everything that I color. I put a piece of cardstock here. Always, always, always. For some reason, I was just so excited about coloring this page in pencil that I forgot to put it down. And I did the eyes, and I got great big green and yellow splotches on this picture, which I really like. So that's going to mean that my choice for the helmet and the horns is going to have to be dark enough to cover that up. Ugh, so annoying. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite pictures that I've ever done. That and probably the Tomislav Tomic picture that I did. Okay, so this was for a challenge of doing a mandala with a nature theme. So I got out Sea Life Mandalas by Joe Taylor. This is a deluxe edition, which means it has 63 pictures in it. And I did the first one. Mandala books I always go in order. So those are sea turtles, in case you can't make that out. I don't know if bringing it close, no it doesn't. So yeah, okay, we're getting towards the end here now. Then I did a page, and this is my first page that I did out of this book too. It's Magnificent Mosaics by Jessica Mazurkowicz, and this is a Dover coloring book. And these are double-sided, so I used pencil. I did this in Black Widows, which are like one of my, well, they're my second favorite pencil. And I'm a Prisma girl. I just love my Prismas. But put those aside, and then these are my favorite. I love the colors. They're so unique. I mean, look at this green color. Don't know what it's called, but and this one. They're gorgeous. So this was a lot of fun. Easy to do. I like coloring mosaics as well, so this whole book is going to be a lot of fun to do. Okay, and then I just got this with my haul this month, so I decided to work in this and get a page done in it too. So this is The Beauty and the Beast by Fabiana Attanasio, and this is the Italian edition, and this is the picture that I did. Now, inside here was already black, and I thought it looked kind of silly because some of these vines, some of them were like here, the bottom one was black because it was on the inside, and the top one was white, like the background of it, and it looked really silly. So I knew I was going to color in the background black, and so I did, and I used, I believe that's Posca that I used, and then I colored this with the Koh-i-Noor Mondeluz, which are watercolor pencils. There were a couple of dots, couple of these little spotty things were there already. There was like about 3 of them, and I added some more. And then I put Wink of Stella on the roses just to add a little bit of something. I don't know if we can get them to shine. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the shine there. I used acrylic paint for her fur cuff. And do anything else? Fine liner for the hearts on her dress. And that's that. And then I worked in this one a bit. This is 50 Snowflakes to Color by Camellia Angel Cova, and I was working in this one because, well, it was my newest one, and snowflakes are winter, so I used it as a winter coloring book. Though I'm not going to only color in this in winter because it doesn't matter. So everything I've done in here was in February, so this would have been my Color Your Horde page. And I pretty much use big intensities for all my mandalas. Mandalas. This one I used a bit of gel pen in there. I pretty much use 4 or 5 colors to do mandalas. So that's the way these are. This one was for a challenge of using only blues for something. Oh, for a mandala. There's a couple of groups I'm in have challenges like that. I can't remember which is which, so this is starting to get scuffed up. So this is The Art of Mandala by Jason Hamilton, and it is volume 1. So I've been working from the beginning in this, and again, this was a challenge to use all greens, and I like this one. It turned out nice. I usually do a few in there. And this is one of my favorite books ever since December, when I colored the Christmas pictures in here. I have been doing 1 or 2 a month because they're lots of fun. So I'm starting at the beginning and going in order, and this was the next one. So this is just, I think it's Ohuhu markers. And then the other one I did was the Valentine's Day page. And this one is, that's definitely Spectrum Noirs. The background is crayon, yes, is wax crayon, Crayola crayon that's been used with the blending solution, or mineral spirits, whatever you want to call it. And a little bit of covering the black lines for the clouds and the lace. I should have done that with the wings too. Yeah. And then what I'm doing is when I work in a book now, I go through it and see if there's any holiday pictures, and I'm putting these little tags, and like, see this one right here? St. Patrick's is written on the top because it's St. Patrick's picture, and so when I look at the tops of them, I can just see what holidays are in the book. I'm not going through all my books. I'm just, as I work in a book, I look through it and add it. And then again, I've been working in this book for the winter season because, well, yarn keeps you warm and cozy. And this is the page I did, and this took a freaking long time to do. I can't believe how long it took me. I think it took me like three evenings while I watched TV to work on this. There's so much little detail in there. And I had my color sleeping, or my sleeping coloring, whatever you want to call it. Fell asleep again, made some marks, quite a bit of them, so it's not the greatest. I was going to do 2 pages out of it, but this was the next one. Just as detailed, if not more, so yeah. So my winter books, oh, that's my last book. That's it. Finished, folks. So all the winter books that I showed you there, they're going to be put away. And I'll be going through my books and bringing out the ones that are specifically spring. And yeah, so I'll be getting out the books that I'm going to be working in this month. Alright, so that's the end of my books. Now I thought I would show you my empties. These are all the supplies that I used up. So I am going to show you what I used up. All of these Touch New markers. I've had my Touch New markers for a very long time, and as these run out, I'm replacing them with an Ohuhu because they have the same numbering system on them. The colors aren't exactly the same, but I have both brands swatched out, so it doesn't matter. So we used up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And these all have washi tape on, so they've been refilled, so I've been able to use them twice. So that's 11 Touch News. And then I had this random touch marker, which is like the real one from Shinhan Art. These are very expensive to get in Canada, so I used this up. And alcohol markers that have the washi tape on it means that I have refreshed them, so they've been used twice, once with the original ink and a second time with the refreshed ink. And then I finished up one of my chameleon pens. I told you I had some of these already before I bought my new set, and I'm not really sure what to do with these, so I'm just using them up, and I'm going to keep the barrel for a while until I decide if I'm going to, because I don't need 2 barrels. But yeah, I used this one up. It was one of the flesh colors. Then I used up I used up some big markings, 1, 2, 3 ultrafines and 2 fines. I keep saying markings, it's intensity. And then I have been actively using up my Staedtler 325s because they're a marker that I'm not going to repurchase. So I'm trying to use up those kinds of markers and free up some space to put the stuff that I am keeping permanently in my supply collection. So 3 of those have been used up. Also used up 3 Artist Loft markers. This is my very first Staedtler 320 or dual tip markers. These are permanent marker in my collection. They have like a Crayola super tip end on here, except that it's thinner and it's longer. I really like it. And then it has a very nice usable fine tip on the end there. So I need to keep that out because I need to replace it. And then I used up used up 4 gel pens. I got 3 AIM Arts and an Ink Joy. 2 Sharpies, yellow and black. A no brand dual end brush marker. Used up 1 Crayola Take Note permanent marker. 1 black fine liner. 1 Distress ink brush tip marker. And 2 paint pens. An Amsterdam acrylic marker in white. And a Posca this is a pretty large tip. I think it's 5. Is it 5? Yeah, a 5M in black. And there you go. So looking at your empties, you can see what I'm actually using, and you can see that I can see that I am actually using my supplies. So now that is the end of my pages, and I had better go because we're hitting the mark where my camera is going to switch over to a new file. So I hope you found some inspiration in everything that I've shown you today, and I hope you all have a good rest of the day, and in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye!